Hi everyone, welcome back to Jessie at Home. In today's video, I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm making 4 delicious fall crock pot meals. I'm doing a what's for dinner. This is what my family ate for dinner this past week, and it was absolutely delicious. I did such a good job picking out these recipes. These are all new to me recipes. I know, kind of scandalous. And hopefully I can inspire you guys to try something new as well. I'm starting off with this crock pot tortellini. I am browning up my Italian sausage. I'm adding onion powder, garlic powder, some Italian seasoning, and then I'm just going to add that cooked sausage to the bottom of my crock pot. I'm also using, for the first time, I usually get fresh tortellini. I'm using this Great Value cheese frozen tortellini, and it was really good. And I usually do like a marinara sauce when I do tortellini, so this is the first time I'm just kind of using like a cheesy based sauce. So I'm going to start off with this chicken broth so that the noodles can cook in it. And I'm not really a huge fan of cream cheese in my recipes. You're not going to see a bunch of like crock pot recipes with cream cheese, but this one made sense since it is pasta. So I'm going to cut it in half and then also cut it in little chunks so the cream cheese can melt and evenly like distributed throughout the tortellini. This is the only cream cheese you'll see in the rest of this video, I promise you. But I'm going to throw that on in there. And this is an addition on my part. The recipe didn't call for spinach, but I thought spinach would go really good in here. So I just got some frozen spinach. I didn't even cook it. I kind of just broke it up. It thawed on the counter a little bit while I was getting everything else ready. So I threw that in there as well. And then I put it on low for 3 to 4 hours. Now, I didn't think it needed to be in there for 3 to 4 hours. If I was to do it again, I would probably maybe only do it for like 2 hours because I felt like the tortellini got a little bit overcooked. But I'm going to put some cornstarch and some water to thicken this up a little bit. Another little tweak that I might do next time is cut up maybe some cherry tomatoes and throw them in there the last like 30 minutes, maybe hour or 30 minutes, because I don't want them to be mushy, but I think the flavor from the cherry tomatoes or even maybe some sun-dried tomatoes would be really good with this. But this is the first time that I have made crock pot tortellini, and it probably would not be my last. This was absolutely delicious. Everyone enjoyed it. It made a ton. Like, we had this for a couple days. I like making recipes that we can at least have leftovers the next day, but this actually lasted us 3 days, which is why we only have 4 recipes in this video. But it was absolutely delicious, and we'll be making again for sure with a couple little tweaks here and there. This next recipe I was actually the most excited about. It is some garlic Parmesan chicken and potatoes. So I'm going to just wash up my potatoes really quick, and then I'm going to dice them into little bite-sized, sort of even bite-sized pieces. I'm also going to be dicing up my chicken as well into bite-sized pieces. The one thing that I would change about this is I wish I had went ahead and seasoned the potatoes really well before adding in the chicken. I was just following the recipe from TikTok, and I did exactly what she did. But if I was to do this over, I would salt and pepper the heck out of the chicken and add some of the garlic and the Parmesan to the potatoes, and then once the chicken was cut up and added in there, then I would add the seasonings in as well. Because when everything was all said and done, all the seasonings wanted to stick to just the chicken, and I felt like the potatoes were lacking a little bit in flavor, but that's just probably user error and not necessarily the recipe's problem. So like I said, I would do this a little bit different. Here I am adding a tablespoon of oil so that the seasonings can stick to the chicken and the potatoes. I'm adding some minced garlic out of a jar and some onion powder and some garlic powder and some Italian seasoning in there, and then also some grated Parmesan. Now, like I said, I wish I had done this more in seasoning layers because I felt like everything just wanted to stick to the chicken. I mean, it wasn't bad, but the potatoes at the end after it was fully cooked definitely could have added some more flavor there. So this could go for high to 2 to 3 hours or low 4 to 6. I did low 4 to 6 so I could keep an eye on it. I also messed up a little bit because I was supposed to have some real grated Parmesan, and I guess for some reason I forgot to put that in my grocery order. So I just added mozzarella, and it did a good job. It was a nice, delicious, like cheesy potatoes. But I definitely think fresh grated Parmesan would have just taken it to the next level. So adding the cheese in there just made it super delicious and cheesy. The meat was super flavorful. The cheese just took it to the next level. When you add cheese to anything, it just makes it absolutely delicious. It doesn't look that appetizing. Like, it just looks very beigey, chickeny, but it was really, really good. And I just added some steamed green beans as our side, and it was just a really delicious, filling dinner. And we had this for leftovers as well the next day. Next up is this stovetop like chicken and stuffing. I'm not a huge fan of the box stuffing, but my husband loves the box stuffing. So when I saw this recipe, I figured I would try it out for him. And this was the top recipe. My son and my husband said this was the best one out of the entire week. So I'm just going to put my chicken breast in the bottom of the crock pot, and I'm going to add my seasonings, onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper, just over top of the chicken. And then I'm going to flip them and do the same thing to the other side as well. You don't see that, but I'm just showing you how coated the chicken is in the seasoning, because you're going to take that box of stovetop and you're going to open up the packet and you're just going to pour it right on. One thing I do wish I had done was like shaken up the bag, because as you can see, a lot of the stovetop seasoning is like on one side. So I'm going to try and like fluff it out. But you just leave that one there dry, and then you cut up a like some butter, and then you just evenly distribute that over top as well. So you take this can of cream of chicken, and then you take a half of container of sour cream and you mix it together really, really well. I'm also really not a huge fan of cream of chicken. You can make your own cream of chicken if you don't want the can, or you can do whatever you want, I guess. But I just did what the recipe said. So I mixed the cream of chicken and the sour cream together really well. And then you just layer that on top of the stuffing, and you kind of just seal it up so all of the juices stay with the stuffing and the chicken. And then you cook that one low for I think 6 hours. I definitely could have cooked it for a little bit less as well. I think my crock pot is really high, but here it is at the end of it. I am just like kind of confused with the consistency of the stuffing. It doesn't look very appetizing, but both my son and my husband absolutely loved it. They said it was a good consistency. They loved the flavor. They said it was so flavorful, and like they really, really liked it. And the chicken was so moist, like it was so tender and delicious and full of flavor, and it just was a, like, for crock pot chicken, it was done really, really well. So I'm just gonna heat up a can of green beans again. I gotta have some green with my food, and I'm adding a little bit of this zesty Italian seasoning on top and letting that kind of cook up a little bit. And then I'm gonna make some homemade mashed potatoes to go with this, with the leftover potatoes from the other recipe. So I had read somewhere that whatever you want to cook, however you want to flavor your potatoes, put all of that in when you are actually boiling it. So you put your heavy cream, your milk, your butter, your garlic, your whatever you want to infuse your potatoes with, you put that in while they're boiling. And it adds just like an immense flavor to the potatoes. I'm just going to be mashing these up real quick and then adding a little bit of almond milk because we've switched over to almond milk for Malcolm, just to kind of make it a little bit more creamy. And they were so delicious. This meal was so good, and I was shocked because it honestly didn't look like it was gonna be good, but this is, like I said, my guy's favorite meal. Now moving on to my favorite meal, this is a Salisbury Steak Meatball. This one actually shocked me. When I usually make these like frozen meatballs, I usually do either the barbecue kind or just like a marinara and use it with spaghetti or like a meatball sub or something like that, something quick. These are great. These meatballs are great to just have in your freezer because you never know when you're just tired and you need just like a quick meal to throw together. Frozen meatballs, don't knock them, they're great to have. But this is like a Salisbury steak meatball. So you just take 3 cups of chicken broth, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, some ketchup. There is no like actual measurements for any of these. You just kind of have to eyeball it. Some onion powder, some garlic powder, some salt and pepper. And it said it did require 2 packs of that brown gravy. I only had the bulk pack from like Sam's Club of the brown gravy mix. So I just kind of eyeball-ish how much I'm going to need and just dump it in there. I guess this is kind of the perks of like just knowing how flavors work and just, you know, cooking for a family for the past 20 years plus. You just kind of get good at measuring seasonings without going overboard. But this was so easy to put together and it was so good. So you just pour this over the frozen meatballs and make sure that it's all covered. So you just want to give it a good stir. And then you just put it on high for 3 hours. And at the end of the cooking time, you mix together a couple tablespoons of cornstarch to thicken it up. And it's just that easy. It was so good. And it was something different. We have done like the Salisbury steaks in the crock pot before, and I wasn't a fan of it. It was just way too salty, but these were not salty at all. They were just so good and delicious, and the gravy was really good. Highly recommend if you just want a quick, easy, like weeknight dinner. So I just whipped up some instant mashed potatoes because we were out of real potatoes, and then I have some of these egg noodles to put the meatballs over, and then I just have some steamed green beans as our side, and this was an absolutely delicious dinner. Highly recommend. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I have not ventured down the what's for dinners before, so if you want like real life mom life type of cooking, nothing super fancy, definitely come back because I'd love to do more of these. Leave me some feedback in the comments, and I will see you on Tuesday.